Yo, 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 what up, ladies and gents? Foos on Films. This is Santana. Welcome to 2026. This is our first episode of this year. Just so happens to be 420 friendly. So go ahead, kick back, spend some time, come be a fool with us, and we'll see you there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Foos on Films. My name is Eric Cross. This is Jose, Santana, and Turo right there. And we are lifetime friends coming together to talk about some movies. And we picked the movies, the theme of the movies from the wrestling ring. And the theme that we have today is 420. First things first, before we get into the movies, there was some technical difficulties on my end. This is all new stuff, so bear with us. The last episode we actually filmed is never going to be seen.
It's okay. It's okay.
So with that being said, we are back, and who's going to start off with the movie?
We'll do the great honors on this. And my first choice, appreciate it, it's going to be Dazed and Confused. The release date is going to be September 24th, 1993.
Hey, there you go.
Itself, the budget itself was 6.9 million.
Okay.
Bad for during that time.
Yeah.
And the gross itself, it was 8 million.
So it just made a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And during that time itself, it was still like kind of like a flop, even so there's other movies, same scenarios about that.
I feel like when you think about it, it has a lot of big name actors now, but at the time they were all young and.
You just gotta keep living, man.
The greatest.
L-I-V-I-N.
There it is.
Like Matthew McConaughey is his first movie, so
Yeah.
he wasn't Matthew McConaughey yet. You know?
Yeah, and then the dude that played Rip, I can't remember his name. He's one of the young guys, the one on the mic, telling the kids, "Hey, get ready! If you come and meet us out here, right here."
Ben Affleck.
No,
No,
that's not Ben Affleck.
The blondie guy, no, or yeah, like orange hair. Or
He had orange hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that's in the party scene where he's in the truck and he tries to stand up and he's like, "Oh," and then he
drives the
sits
truck.
back down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's actually one of the guys with the wooden panels.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, he's one of
He's
them.
like
He's in the wood shop doing it.
Yeah.
he's the, with the one actually with the little teeth marks. Little wooden
Yeah.
pipe. Which fun fact on that, everyone actually, those three actors actually made their own wooden paddle, their own design.
That was their own design.
All three of them, they made their own. But if you see the little details on it, Ben Affleck's itself, you see the year itself, it says 76.
Okay.
So
That's the
he's
year.
a dropout.
And then of course the black guy has the soul power.
So
Followers on you?
And the other gentleman too itself, or like once again, the other guy with the blonde, he's an Irish or like an actual Irishman.
All right.
And he actually made his own with a clover on it, the other designs.
Did you notice it says FUHQ?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's. I figured out how to spell that after watching that movie. Another way to spell that word.
Yeah, man, I think that movie was dope. I mean, it was my first time watching it. I can't see how I didn't watch it before, but like to your point, a lot
Missing
of
out.
actors for like Matthew McConaughey, all right, like and he does that till like that's part of his persona, and I think the whole high school thing, like being able to watch it from a standpoint of like the 70s.
No.
And then you're kind of trying to relate it to maybe like when you went through high school and, so I think it was cool to watch and the whole vibe of the movie itself. Everybody's kind of like chill attitude, you know what I mean? Like
Everyone's
kind of
good,
like taking it day by day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Even so the movie itself, it starts off, it's like the end of the year for the seniors of the last year. Everyone that's trying to get through this party itself, but unfortunately, it just got canceled out.
Yeah.
The guy who brought out the kegs just showed up a little bit too early, and the parents was there. The guy showed up and like, "Hey, I think you got the wrong house," and give him the signal. Even the delivery guy was like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that." But yeah, the parents caught up on it and
That's like
They stayed
unpack.
home.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
so everyone's trying to figure it out. Everyone actually went to the usual hangout spot, which it kind of feels a little bit humbling every time I've seen that scene. Like everyone's having their own hangout, playing pool tables, having a great time.
Going to the car hop, the burger spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going
Just
to the
driving
pool.
around.
Yeah.
Just driving
The,
around.
the only thing that's left like that is what, Sonic, right? Like where you can
Sonics,
drive
yeah.
up.
Sonics, yeah.
Where you
I
can
think
drive
so.
up like
They
that.
could eat in the car, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even to Bob's.
Bob's
Bob's
Big Boy.
Man, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Some good places. Anybody else had a experience with a paddle?
Nah, I mean, I got disciplined and I got hit with whatever
With a stick, little
whatever
wire.
was in reach. A different kind of discipline. But thank you, Mom,
Yeah.
for everything. But yeah, nah, I never. But what was dope was the woodshop scene.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had woodshop. I think I was a sophomore, and just seeing that, like, it brings back memory. I don't know if high schools still do a lot of the woodshop, machine shop. I think they.
I don't think so. I think it's too dangerous for kids nowadays.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of that.
Yeah.
They might get offended.
Or
Huh?
They're doing
Yeah,
more.
it's a bigger liability now. They'll get sued.
They're
Yeah.
doing esports.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I had shop and woodworking and stuff like that, and I remember I made myself a wooden cane.
That's dope.
So it had on the top, it had like a plastic diamond that I
Nice.
cleared up and stuff like that, and made it into the diamond shape and everything. And shit was dope.
Like a pimp cane or what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I lost it though. But yeah, man, I almost cut off my finger when I was cutting off the edge to put on the top of the cane. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
With that
You gotta- you
bandsaw
gotta-
and shit.
You got to be responsible. So.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Which freshmen do you think had it worse, the girls or the guys?
I think the guys more because they're
got beat up.
getting their ass
They're
week
getting paddled. They're getting
throughout the whole summer.
Yeah.
The girls, yeah, they went through the car wash and they went through
I think that's the toughest part.
Yeah.
Going
all
through the
that
car
stuff.
wash.
I was tripping out when I did see that scene, and the cars are coming out through the car wash, and they're watching all the chicks off. So.
Yeah. I don't know how pressure was back
And then the
then.
mustard.
I
and
thought
all
about
that
the
stuff.
same. I was like, damn, that either hurts or
Yeah.
the water's weak.
Because getting sprayed with like mustard and flowers, like, yeah, it sucks. It's going to be on you, but it's nothing that hurts.
Yeah.
So, real quick, just going back to if everyone had any experience up with the wooden paddle, I'm just going to make this real brief and quick. My brother, he was in woodshop in high school. He actually made a wooden paddle from my mom right before he graduated.
Dang.
He either did it during junior year or senior, either one.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's senior. And pretty much that was the gift for my mom. Like, hey, I'm going to the military school. Here you go. Discipline Arturo.
Okay.
So,
So you could discipline art.
They just say if my mom had her like a head count of all those, it will be like Ben Affleck, all those head counts too, because he actually had like a bunch of counts, like 19. That's what was confirmed for him, but my mom would probably 100 too.
Well, like I told
She's
this,
like 253.
got it. It's just a picture of art.
Yeah.
you think, because in the movie, it's kind of easy for them to get beard, even though they're minors. You think it was easier back then?
I think so.
pretty sure.
Hell yeah. Especially with that kid walks in.
Yeah, because he just walks in. He's like, you could tell he's like really young, you know?
Yeah.
And he was pumped too. He was just like, oh my God. This
doing
really just happened.
Yeah.
And his friends come out from the side looking at him like, oh man, what do you?
I mean, there was that infamous liquor store on Bell.
Oh,
next to
yeah.
the tracks.
Next to the
that
tracks.
They pretty much sold to minors.
Well, I mean, it's closed
but
now,
they
so I
end
think
up
we still
there
name
closing
it.
down.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, it's
Yeah.
closed already. Sulix.
Yeah, that shit's been closed.
Yeah, it's been closed.
Yeah, I told this story as well when I got the paddle back in the day when I was a freshman year in my high school. The freshman or the senior wrestling, one of the senior wrestlers had a paddle, and he was talking about. He's like, "You guys are lucky. You missed out on this year because we're not doing it no more." But he brought out this big ass paddle, and I was like, "Man, what the fuck is this? Like, what's going on here?"
If they try to do that shit, I'd have to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
especially at that point,
You're
you're like, nah.
not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, buddy.
But just real fast, and like the very end of the movie, they end up finding a spot by the water tower
Yep.
itself. Everyone,
It's like in the woods, no?
yeah, they're pretty chill, middle of nowhere, you know.
A keg party.
So everyone's having a great time, but of course, there's a little bit of conflict. Different people, the students itself. So
I did see that.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of beef between two characters itself. That one that we just punking them, just making them.
He got tired of getting pushed around.
Yeah.
So pretty much.
You know what's funny about that scene?
He's like, I just gotta hit him once, and they'll pull me off.
It's funny that Mike, he was thinking like it's gonna be a quick fight. Someone's gonna get involved and pushes off.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, of course.
Pretty much that one hit. I'm like, come on, let's go continue. But
He
he
would have
just
had a chance if he would have kept going.
They really kept going.
Yeah, I think it would have stood his own if he kept on going, but he was depending on everybody breaking it up.
and even so, it's crazy. These guys are even climbing the water tower itself. Who knows how high this thing is?
Yeah.
Even so, it reminds me of that episode, that 70s show. Even so, when Kelso fall off the water tower when they were doing the Mary Jane flower up there.
Hey, the cast from the 70s show would have been hanging out with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would.
It was the same
for
time and
sure.
everything. Yeah.
for sure.
Depends on the year. Pretty sure they'd be seniors around
Oh,
the same
76,
time.
no?
Yeah, it's all the
So
same shit.
70s. Yeah.
That 70s show.
But even so, the party itself, the hangout, it kind of brings me a little memories like back then. I'm pretty sure everyone else,
House
like the
parties.
random spot you never been to, random people having a good time, pretty much.
You know, teaching school.
Which we don't condone. Stay in school,
we just-
everybody.
Everybody stay in school.
Yeah, stay in school.
And even so, one of the main characters I kind of do like is the quarterback itself. He was like a little bit rebellion of his contract that he was supposed to sign with all the football players.
Yeah.
He was kind of like thinking about it, like he didn't want to do it because he like, oh, I gotta go through these rules because I have to play. He wanted to like, do it his own way, but
Because they didn't want him drinking or smoking through the off season, right? Through the summertime.
that's what
They
it was.
didn't want-
And all his buddies, all the other players, are like, dude, we gotta go. We gotta go. Pretty much going to state. Pretty much, we gotta push this. You know.
Yeah, he was a quarterback for the last 2 years, and everybody has been working all 4 years of high school for this state championship. And you know, his friends were like, "Hey, like, how the fuck are you gonna be selfish?" Kind of type thing. Just sign the paper. And I think that's what was dope about that movie. Like I was telling Hoser, like that movie left me with like, damn, I wish there was more of the movie so I could have seen what kind of happened with some of that. But I think that's what makes movies great too, when it leaves you like,
Leaves you wanting more.
yeah, like wanting more. Like, damn, you know what? I wonder what happened after that. So I think it was a really cool movie, and I enjoyed watching it for this time. And obviously, I'll watch it again for sure.
Yeah, man, it's a great movie. I mean, honestly, when you look back at it and you see the friendships that came out of that, like, you know, all the dudes were just like, man, come on, if you don't sign, you know, it's cool, but you got to make a decision, brother.
Yeah,
You know, because he was so indecisive. Like, yeah, should I sign? Should I not? Like, you know, what am I gonna do? And then at the end, he's like, you know what? I'm going to Springsteen, or what was the?
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How do you guys feel about the scene when they're going around throwing trash cans at mailboxes and breaking the
That was
mailboxes?
pretty, that was
one of
pretty
my favorite
aggressive.
scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, allegedly we threw eggs. You know,
Yeah, they took it to another level.
That was the bowling ball was another
The
level.
bowling ball, and then they get caught up at the gas station. He pulls the like, you guys ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even so, we
Like,
don't.
you broke my mailbox. I know it was you.
drive.
Yeah, drive.
Yeah, you didn't do anything like that, huh?
Nothing that,
If-
that's extreme,
man.
though.
Like
if I did, I don't remember.
I'm not gonna say.
You know, if I did, I don't remember. I
Even
don't
so, we
know.
never live in a neighborhood that has trash cans on the sidewalk neither. So
Well, the
Nah,
mailboxes.
it's just-
mailboxes.
it's
The
just-
mailboxes there.
It's just there's more consequences over here. Like where you know, like you fuck with somebody. Excuse my language. You mess with somebody's mailbox. Like
Yeah.
they're
you
gonna
know,
find
that's
out.
I mean, it's a federal offense. Too,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
Well,
if
back
they
in the
can't-
day.
Well, either way, it's always been.
Well, back in the day, I'm saying more of people having more of armor and stuff to protect themselves.
Oh yeah,
you know,
no, for sure.
and not afraid to pull it out.
Yeah, and you put onto their property, no
and
trespassing.
yeah.
I didn't see one cop in the whole movie. I don't
think so either.
Yeah.
It was a really small town. You
Yeah.
know? Probably there's a
I think
couple of
maybe at the
Japanese-
baseball game, maybe,
but
other than
teenage
that,
drinking
yeah.
and smoking like nothing and
yeah, that's crazy.
doing that.
I mean, who throws a bowling ball?
Yeah.
By the way, I just
Yeah.
want to go through that real quick.
Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, when I saw the scene, I was like, "D."
Damn.
Like,
Poor
He was a
car.
freshman too.
yeah, I was like, "Damn, a bowling ball? That's how you feel?"
And he got ballsy with it too. He's like, you know what? Fuck it.
And everybody in the car looked at him like he threw a bowling ball.
The soundtrack.
Oh
The soundtrack to Dazed and Confused.
Beautiful.
It's a big part of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel. And just the beginning of the movie when it starts off with the sweet emotion.
Yeah.
It has a strong opening.
Everything, they just put all the tracks together, perfect timing, perfect like flow with the scenes of the movement. Like honestly, it was a well put together movie, and yeah, that soundtrack is just nothing but gas.
The only thing that sucks is that the guys from Led Zeppelin they didn't authorize them to use the song "Dazed and Confused," which would have been perfect. This is the name of the movie.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure at that time they
gotta
were.
pay.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
at
you
that
gotta
time
pay.
they had to pay it, but they were also probably gonna put in the contract for the rights of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm pretty sure we're like, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah. Nah, but they had really, really dope music though.
Anything else on this?
Yeah, just one real quick little fun fact. Another one. Ben Affleck. There's a scene that he was about to smack one of the kids, but he got paint all over him. He messed him up. By angry rage, he was already taken off.
Yeah.
But when he hit the wooden panel brand on the floor itself during the impact, during that moment, he actually broke his ankle or leg itself. And he
Damn.
still went through the scene itself. I'm pretty sure he was in pain or probably adrenaline. He didn't even feel it to finish that scene.
And I remember watching that scene too, and he looked genuinely angry too. Like he looked genuine. I was just like,
Damn.
he looked in pain too, so it makes sense with what you're saying.
And that's the last you see of him too. I
Yeah, that
wonder
was
if
it.
it was
That was
because
it.
of the
more than likely,
accident. Like who knows if he would have been at the party at the end.
Yeah,
I'm
they
trying to
probably
remember if he was at the party.
No, he wasn't.
No,
that's the end you see. He drives off.
They probably had to make an adjustment to the script real quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cut a little piece out or something.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
Sick.
All right. Anything else on this one
No, sir.
before we go move on? Nope. All right.
good.
So the next movie we're gonna talk about is
Friday.
Nice.
One of my personal favorites. I was gonna say it's my top 10, but I think legit it's in my top 5.
Has
Friday.
to be.
So Friday released April 26, 1995, Jesse's birthday.
Yeah.
The budget was
birthday.
3.5 million,
See?
and they grossed 28.2 million. So they made money on Friday. Friday was actually a success.
Yeah.
Quick plot. It's Friday. Craig just got fired. His best friend Smokey convinced him to get high for the first time. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. That's kind of how he convinced him. The thing is that Smokey was supposed to be selling the weed, right?
Not smoking it.
Yeah, not smoking it. Don't get high on your own supply, right?
Yeah.
So now they owe Big Worm. They owe him $200 by the end of the night, 10 o'clock on the dot. So for the whole day, they're kind of just trying to figure out how they're going to come up with the money, right? They're always hanging out on the porch, so all the hood characters come out, and this movie just has great characters all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I also can say that this movie is by far the most quotable movie.
Yeah.
Because man, how many lines from Bernie Mac, from John Witherspoon, and
R.I.P.
to
to
Craig,
both of
Smokey.
those legends.
Yeah,
Yeah, rest in peace. And since we're doing the RIP, Anthony Johnson, AJ,
Yeah.
that's Ezel.
He's
Ezel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's passed away too. He was young too.
my back.
My neck and my back.
I love the funniest scene for that for me was Ezel when he's walking away from the car, and when they walk off, they get kicked out of the store, and Smokey's car backfires.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's a shot, and he
Yeah,
dives
he
off.
ducks.
To the
Yeah. He ducks off running.
Yeah.
That's a good scene. Really good scene.
I feel like Friday, if you were to make it now, I think you could really make it like in a whole
You
series.
wouldn't be able to make it now. Exactly the classic. Everybody's seen the
Hell yeah.
song. Sure, it says everywhere. You know?
What else? You got anything else on
yeah,
it?
well, let's see.
I mean, in the process, him and Smokey,
Yeah.
Debo, pretty much the neighborhood bully that comes around.
Everybody
Well, the
knows
movie
Debo.
starts off with Smokey coming to Craig's house, right?
Yeah.
And they start talking. He starts texting him like, "Hey, how come you're not at work?" He's like, "Man, I got fired yesterday." He's like, "Weren't you off yesterday?"
Hey, and you're fired.
On your day off. Yeah. And then in the beginning, you also meet Big Worm, right? And
Yeah.
and Big Worm is the guy who's supplying Smokey with the weed. He's supposed to be selling it. And you also see Debbie in the beginning running.
Okay.
And then you could tell that, Craig has a crush on her or whatever.
Yeah. The hood crush.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And seeing all the characters, all the crazy characters out there, from what's his name, the neighbor across right next to him, Stanley.
Stanley's a
Why
funny
don't you
guy.
stay off my freaking lawn?
No, he goes, I asked you guys nicely. Now stay off my freaking grass.
Please.
Yeah, please.
And then
he falls.
another neighbor I gotta mention because it's like my childhood crush, Miss
Oh, yeah.
Parker.
Miss Parker. Miss Parker.
Yeah. And then it's funny because you see Mr. Parker.
Yeah.
Hey man, short of the bear, sweet of the juice, I guess.
That's funny, man.
No, again, just a look at a good comedy hood movie. We had Boys in the Hood, we had Menace to Society and stuff like that, but that was more of a drama look at the hood.
We're serious.
Yeah, this was more of like, hey, I for me anyways, I remember shit like this. Seeing somebody like a Debo rolling around on their bike and shit.
On the
and-
beach cruiser.
Yeah, and then somebody chilling in front of their porch and just chilling, and you don't know what they're doing, but they might be doing some.
I think that's what's dope about this movie. Is so many people can relate, especially across LA. Like I'm sure in other places too. You know what I mean? But it's a West Coast movie. It's filmed in like South Central, like
Between
so
Normandy
it's
Normandy and
Normandy and Western. We call this here a little 2012. So I think that's so many people can relate. So that there's people in the neighborhood that you grew up in that do fit each one of those type of characters.
Yeah.
There's
Or
a
you-
Felicia somewhere.
Yeah, there's a Ezel somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a Deeb. There's always gonna be
Yeah.
Devos,
Yeah.
So and then the Debbies,
Yeah.
Oh,
the
Debbie's.
Debbie's. There's gonna be a lot of Debbies too.
For sure. My favorite scene in the movie though is when they're blazing it and you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
Mary Jane. This movie had a dope soundtrack too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
goes at
good.
it with Dazed and Confused, but
My scene that I'm gonna have to shout out to Blackbuster that I never saw before until they talked about it.
Yeah.
Where what's her name's sitting in the bed.
Joy.
Yeah.
Who were you at the party with
No,
last night?
who the fuck you going to the show with last? The show is the movie, by
Yeah,
the way.
the show, but
The movie, the theaters.
she has some food in the bed with
Yeah, I
her.
told you. Yeah. So she's talking all that
I
shit.
never-
and there's a
I
guy
never
laid out on
noticed
the
that.
side. Yeah, he's laid out. So that's the irony. And that shows you how much of a hood rat she is.
Yeah.
And it's, hood rat, Uchi Mas.
yeah, she
Playing in
walks
the
out to
back,
that song.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding,
That's her
ding,
theme
ding.
song, dog.
She was fine too though, man. I like Joy.
Yeah.
I like Joy. But I think like a serious part of the movie is when it's getting later, it's getting closer to 10 o'clock, and Smokey starts getting a little scared now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now
Now
you
you're getting
scared. Hey,
So
come back.
so Craig is like, yeah, I'm gonna walk Smokey home, but he goes into his room, gets the strap,
And
and his dad
catches-
walks
yeah,
in,
his dad catches
catches him with the gun. He's like, man, growing up, this is all the protecting you needed.
Yeah.
Because even in the beginning of the movie, you can see the pictures. Like, there's a boxer, right? And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's a dad. And that's a strong scene because he tells him like, hey man, you got to be a man, right?
Yeah,
you can't go around shooting people
Yeah.
when you win some, you lose some.
But you live. You live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Everybody's pussified, trying to easy to pick up a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's true. Like I can say back in the 90s and shit, and it was more of, all right, let's square up, let's see what happens. But after that, we're good. But he wasn't ready for that.
It's still different. The generations are different, but like when it shows that in the movie, because we experienced still that, like going to school and hey, you had to fight people, you know what I mean? So like it just happens. So being able to see that process, and then obviously everything that happens in between, that kind of leads to that final scene.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about Debo? When you hear him coming on his bike, the song that they play, it's kind of like Jaws.
Like Jaws, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jaws. Yeah.
What I want to say is every time I open up food or around here, my dog pops up his head like, what's up? Yeah. So we started calling him Debo because he's always trying to get in.
Little Debo.
Shout out to Smokey.
Whatever Big Worm calls Smokey, he's like, hey, you got the money? He's like, yeah, I don't have it yet. And then he just clicks on him. Yeah. He's like, hey, I warned you, Big Worm. Hey, Big Worm was about his money, right? Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. You don't mess around with Big Worm.
Principality, Smokey.
Big Perm, Big Worm. I don't give a fuck.
And at first, he kind of doesn't believe him, right? Smokey doesn't believe that he's going to do something.
Like, come on, he's not going to do anything over this. Which I'm again another shout out to Blackbusters. They were saying that it seemed like he was like his first like couple months or a month in of him dealing, which kind of sounds about right. You get in that mindset of, hey, I have a stash, I have stuff to sell, but smells good, or something like that, but also it without Hector, messing with Smokey, I think
what's up, Smokey?
I think that would have Big Worm would never found out.
No, because Smokey has that twitch that he does.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
No, but he's still like Cube says, he goes, oh, you a hype. You know what I mean? Because he always has to get hype. Yeah. Dope fiend,
But I mean, even when he's up in the front of the ice cream truck and he's just like twitching and he smoke and Big Worm's like, what's going on here? Like he can tell something's up.
Back.
But if it wasn't for that,
what he does is lowrider when he sees him twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay, yeah.
Like,
when he opens up, he goes, damn. Because he sees the and that's a 61.
Oh, is it?
Impala, by the way. That's like 61, 62. Yeah. 63, 64 is still dope, but it's a lot more common. But that 61, 62, those bodies are a little harder to find too. So that's a dope body.
There was actually one time that I heard a little alternate ending. In the very end of the movie of Blood. The movie we were just talking about right now with Ice Cube, Boys in the Hood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the very end, when you just see him pounding the 40, like when he dies, but they were saying like, oh, right before he died, Friday happened. And he would have died right there in the shootout itself. I saw like some like big fans were like saying like there's a tie-up to which is not.
You got one brother left.
But yeah, no thing.
Such a good movie.
So just to end it, Craig and Smokey, they're walking out and then they see a car. It's like, who's that? It's like, drive by, right?
Yeah.
So Big Worm sends his guys to shoot at him.
You notice that song that plays when the car comes to start shooting at him? They've started doing a lot more reels and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
If you haven't noticed that?
I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, like they started doing the Boys in the Hood, the songs when you hear the trumpets, the saxophone playing.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So now they're like, I'm not this type of person. I'm this type of person, or whatever the reel is about.
Yeah.
And it plays that track.
The shooter with the Uzi. That's Dub C.
Yeah, it's Dub C.
Oh, that's Dub C.
West Side Connect. We're simple.
So whatever, they don't get shot. They actually shoot back or whatever. They're hiding from them. They get away. They come back, and then pretty much the ending is when Craig gets down with Debo, right?
Yeah.
Debo hits Debbie, and Craig's trying to hook up with her, so he defends her. He pulls out the strap on Debo, and then his father's words come to his head, right? Talking about like, hey, like be a man and like fight. Pretty much, you don't have to shoot anybody.
Yeah.
Come on,
So they get down.
Come on, Craig.
I don't know, man. I think it was I don't think it was a fair fight because Ice Cube still had to use weapons. He used the brick. He used the.
It's a hood
He used a
fight.
piece of wood. I mean, I know Debo slammed him on the car window and everything.
I mean,
Chokes him out.
Look at the weight difference. Though.
I mean,
Yeah, I know, but all right.
use his strength to.
But here's a question for you, Foos. If you are smoky, do you guys jump in?
If it gets really,
Look,
really serious,
when you're
like to the
like,
point,
if
like,
it's-
dude, you're about to kill him.
yeah, like if it's a life or death, like I'm gonna let any of my homies handle what they gotta handle if
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
one-on-one beef. But it gets to a certain point where if you think it's critical, like you're gonna have to help.
Yeah.
If it's life or death, then yeah, if it's one of those things where the punches are gonna be thrown, somebody gets messed up, and you call it a day,
Yeah.
and that's respectfully that's your business,
Yeah.
But as homies or friends or family or anything like that, I'm always gonna have back 100%. Yeah.
My main question is, out of the shooting and out of them fighting for like maybe 5 minutes or so, where the fuck are the cops?
For real.
But then I was like, you know what? It's a hood. Never mind.
But that's kind of how it's always been, though.
Yeah.
They'll get there at the end.
Yeah, cops are not
They'll
gonna
get there
get.
at the end.
Yeah, like
About an hour.
There's
an hour
so
and a
many
half.
other things going on, especially in those areas and in the early '90s and everything. Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, a perfect example, like in Boys in the Hood, same thing. Like when Furious shoots a hole in the door,
Yeah.
like he's like, "Bro, I've had my kid. It's 12.
Yeah. Where are these
It's
guys?
like what they almost 2 hours to kind of get there type thing." So that would make sense. But I think this is an instant hit classic. Like
Yes,
I know
sir.
I got the trilogy next Friday, Friday after next. Like they're all dope in their own way, but obviously this is the one that started it. But I do want to give more credit to John Witherspoon. I think without John Witherspoon and Pops, the movie just doesn't. It's not the same.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like this movie with him playing the role of a dad, it's played so well.
Time out. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of the cameras messed up, died out real quick, but we're back. So, what were we saying?
Yeah, we were talking about Pops.
Yeah.
How like the movie wouldn't have been the same with them. Like even I was talking to Hoser about this, like the opening scene, how he goes, he's snoring and then his wife hits him and let me get in the bus, with all the fries.
And all the fries.
It's just that opening, just that
Yeah.
alone tells you like, damn, this character is like gonna be funny, in the sense, and he likes to grub like right off the bat. You're gonna, and then throughout the entire movie, he's eating grapes. He's always eating something. You know what I mean?
Every time I come in the
Yeah,
kitchen,
every time I come in the kitchen,
you in the kitchen.
the goddamn refrigerator.
I mean, honestly, my favorite Sean, just seeing him in the movie is what is it? Is it Boomerang with Eddie Murphy?
Who?
John Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon, yeah. Where he's someone's dad, and he goes, I hear you getting pussy whipped. You need to flip it,
Yeah.
whip the pussy.
He said,
And it was a
says
small
that-
scene,
He
too.
says that in either next Friday or Friday after next.
He says it
He
again.
goes, whips pussy, and then she hits him. Yeah, I think it's next Friday or Friday after next.
I think
I think it's Friday after.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel who really makes the movie is Smokey though.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think he's
no,
probably
yeah.
the strongest character, and I feel, next Friday is cool and everything with Day and Friday after next, but without Smokey, man, it's just not the same.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
That's
And,
that's the character that stood out
yeah, for sure.
the most.
And they
'Cause-
considered at first they wanted a big name actor, right? They considered Chris Rock and they considered Tommy Davidson, which are dope in their own way. But
Yeah.
I think Chris Tucker, I don't think Smokey was made for Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have the same energy.
It wouldn't.
Nah, I wouldn't.
It wouldn't have been.
One of the I don't know. This one of the main reasons that he didn't come out. The other ones was Rush Hour. It was during that.
Rush Hour got in the way.
Yeah.
I think
but he
I think it was
didn't
also on some religious shit.
Yeah, he didn't want to portray like a smoker like that.
Yeah.
That was part of it too. I think
Yeah.
he didn't want to kind of portray that. So
Which is sad because, we have so many deaths through the people that died in the movie or from the movie. And now we don't have. Fuck.
Again.
Give me 1 sec. I'm going to fix something on the camera. So give me 1 sec. All right. So again, the camera for some reason kept on dying on us, which I need to get a new dummy camera or battery. But have anything else on this?
Yeah, just one last thing. So at the end of Boys in the Hood,
Okay.
Doughboy, Ice Cube's character, he's wearing, them house slippers, brown shorts, and black t-shirt. And Friday, when he gets woken up by the Jehovah's Witnesses, he's wearing the exact same outfit. He's wearing the house slippers, the brown shorts, and the black shirt. So there's a connection between Doughboy and Craig.
Which I always wanted those slippers. I always wanted them. I don't care.
I think we talked about it. I had those from the SWAT because you should back in the day when there was a lot of like little swap meet mini malls in a lot of different places. That's where they usually had them.
Yeah.
Spot you could walk in and you bought shoes and you bought jewelry and you bought. I think the only one that's really big and open now that's still like that is a Slauson swap meet. I don't know. What
Santa Fe Springs, Paramount.
Yeah, but Santa Fe Springs ain't the same no more. It's
I don't-
not like what
Alameda.
I mean. People go.
Alameda swap meet.
Yeah, Alameda
There,
swap meet.
there used to be one over where I used to live on Francisquito. Over in Covina. There was a small little swap meet, but that one turned into a Planet Fitness, and those shits are done. Especially with malls now too, they're all fucking gone.
Everything's online.
Everything.
Yeah.
But moving forward,
So, all right. So we got done with Friday, and the next movie is
Half Baked.
yeah.
So this is honestly one of my favorite movies of all time. Came out in '98. I was in middle school. It's actually one of Dave Chappelle's first films. The movie he did on the so this is '98. And '99 he did Blue Streak.
Oh,
with Martin Lawrence. So
All I know is that man is
gay. Gay. I'll rip your lips off and kiss my ass with them shits. So it's Dave Chappelle, right? So essentially what the movie is about four friends, pretty much teenagers that get high for the first time. It fast forward to them as adults. They live together in an apartment. They're still stoners. And each one of these guys is kind of a different personality type stoner.
Yeah.
And essentially it kind of goes through a day where they do get high on some stuff that Dave Chappelle, which is Thurgood Jenkins, he comes across from a scientist. He's a janitor.
Yeah.
Custodian.
Custodian dick. So, but they get high, and then Kenny, which is a teacher, right? He's a nice guy. He's kind of a big nerd, kind of a big dork. He goes out after they go over the munchie list, right? And then he gets everything, and he's about to go back. He sees a horse, falls in love with the horse, wants to be nice to the horse. Ends up being a police officer because it's a horse that belonged to it was a cop.
Yeah.
But it was diabetic. So all the food and all the sugar and all the sweet, I know, me too. And all the sweets and everything happened to give it, I guess it stopped its heart. So it just kind of croaked and died. They labeled them a police killer.
Butternuts.
Yeah, butternuts. It's buttercups. Butternuts. And then essentially, so that's kind of where the movie kind of really starts. So it gives you a background on who they are. They're still stoners, and it's a super classic stoner movie. And then they kind of figure out in between. So I'm gonna go over the characters real quick. It's Dave Chappelle, which is Thurgood Jenkins.
Yes, sir.
Then you got Kenny Davis, which is the teacher guy, which is played by Harlan Williams. Then you have Scarface, which is Guillermo Diaz. He comes out in a lot of movies. I'm Cuban B. Yeah, I'm Cuban B. Ah, yes, Cuban B. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. And then you got Brian, which is Jim Barr, and he's probably one of the more iconic kind of stoners.
Yeah.
Because that movie is like, yeah, he's the hippie, and he kind of reminds me of like Tommy Chong a little bit. And then Sam Simpson, which is played by Clarence Williams. Yeah, and you guys have seen him in all kinds of movies. Tales from the Hood, American Gangster, which is Bun B. Johnson. That guy. So like he's the one that I'm Cuban B, a little Mexican burn here. And then you got Mary Jane, which is Rachel True. She's a cutie pie. Cutie pie. And then she comes out in The Craft as well. And then obviously Tommy Chong, which is Squirrel Master. And Squirrel Master is a guy that protects Kenny when he's in prison, and he has a beef with a guy named Nasty Nate, which is trying to take his fruit cup. No, 666 mark of the beast.
I'm somebody's bitch.
Somebody's bitch. So that's one of the scenes. I mean, there's so many classic scenes in this movie. I mean, there's cameos by Willie Nelson, by Snoop Dogg, Jon Stewart, and Stephen Baldwin, when it kind of going through the scenes where it's showing you the different types of smokers.
Yeah.
So they're their own 4 personalities, but it's still showing you multiple type. Like everybody's a smoker, So it's showing you how other people function, and that's I guess that's cool in a way where it's just giving you the perspective of so many different people. It shows an old lady, and it's good for my arthritis too. So
that's what I was saying. I said in the video that we did before. This was, I'm pretty sure, a Dave Chappelle type of thing, sketch show where it was kind of like the start of the Chappelle show, where it was just scene after scene of showing different potheads and different type of people that were doing this.
And I think that's kind of what we were talking about a little bit last time is how there's so many sketch comedy scenes.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like what that movie is. It's a lot of sketch comedy scenes closely put together, but that are all telling the same story.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So I think that's cool. The whole thing, they figure out they're going to sell weed to make money, to kind of get Kenny out. They get in trouble with Samson, as he wants to tax him, like, hey, 20 G's a week, or I kill you guys.
Tell his Jamaican ass.
Yeah, his Jamaican. Samson, son, if I wasn't Jamaican, would I be wearing this hat? So
such good scenes and shit.
Yeah, so there's a lot that happens, and then like Mary Jane, obviously. Part of her story is that, she meets Thurgood at the prison or at the county because she's visiting her dad for selling weed.
Yeah.
So this entire time he's playing like, hey, I don't smoke weed, but he is. So when she finally finds out and she calls his delivery service, that's another obstacle where he's like, hey, I'm going to get right. And, kind of gives you a different side. And the ultimate message of, he goes, oh, I love weed. I love it, but not as much as I love. You know what I mean? So it gives you a different perspective. Like, hey, it's okay to also stop smoking. You don't have to smoke your whole life, but, if you're going to smoke, you fit into one of these potheads right here. So, and then what do you guys think? Like, what's your guys' essentially your favorite scene?
The Snoop Dogg scene.
The Snoop Dogg scene?
The Snoop Dogg comment. Yeah, he's a scavenger smoker.
Yeah, scavenger smoker. I smell it. Let me inhale it.
For sure, everyone had one of those guys in your group.
Yeah,
so like shows
never
up,
pitches in.
Yeah,
never pitches in. Wants to take the biggest hits.
Yeah.
The one mines is when Samson calls him. Hold for Samson's sister. Samson, it's you. That's my favorite scene.
He goes, shut up, bitch.
Yeah. Tell his Jamaican ass to come. Jamaican.
But what about you, Art? What's
when they're talking about when the whole place got like broken into,
Yeah.
they started looking for the money and everything, but they ended up finding the dog
Yeah,
dead.
they
and-
killed Killer, B.
Killer.
Killer, kill, yo. What'd you guys do to my dog?
And he was going through the dramatic of his storyline. He was studying like, oh, he came from like a broken house, like a fight club.
Broken home, and
The
then
mom only had 3
and then it
legs.
shows the paw smoking crack.
What was his brother's name? Kibbles?
Yeah,
He had to fight Kibbles?
Yeah.
He had to fight his brother Kibbles, and his Brian telling the story.
Was it Nibbles?
Yeah, or Nibbles,
I
one
think
of
it's
those
Nibbles,
two.
yeah.
And then they bury him right there under the tree.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
The back
they just pull the
alleyway.
tree, and they put the tree right over his body.
And like the fact that the whole thing got broken into, the dog died. Even so, the guy on the couch, nothing happened to him. He was still right there.
Yeah, what about the guy on the couch? That's a trippy character. To
Yeah, I
have.
feel like he's like the most random character.
Yeah,
Yeah. Another scene that I like a lot is I like their smoking ritual.
Yeah.
You know, they all gather around the
Billy Bong.
Billy Bong Thornton. And then they smoke the Maui Wow. Well, they smoke the the chemical.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, from the lab,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
From the chemist.
Yeah.
And it was way stronger. And it's funny because after done smoking, like they all start floating. And even the guy on the couch, he floats, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I think he didn't do it.
Yeah.
I believe him.
I believe him, yo.
And even when they smoke the dog out, the dog
Dog
jumps out
floating
the
away.
window and he's
Yeah.
floating away too. Yeah. It's funny.
What about another heifer with cheese, Julio? Turn around and tell me, B. Why you trying to make me feel inferior? Because I'm on the grill, B. And eventually, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out. No, man.
Yeah.
All I remember is he has a big ass fucking long hair and a big ass fucking nail.
Yeah.
Another
Another
one.
gets hit with the cheeseburger on the way out of the face.
And he's a co-writer too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the one that co-wrote the movie with Dave Chappelle, the Chappelle Show.
Oh yeah, he's been co-writing with Dave Chappelle for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite scene is probably when they break in to the
To the
to
lab.
Wee Lab. So to his point, part of the story, what happens is he's a janitor. He comes across a scientist that says, "Hey, you know what? Can you do this for me really quick?" He signs something, gives it to him. He goes, picks up a pound of your Swedish chiba, and then essentially he smells it. And he's like, "Smells like," and then he sees that, and he's like climaxing right there with the weed. And he comes back, and that's the weed that they smoke. So they get high, and then they say, "Hey, how are we gonna get the money for Kenny?" Right? And then he's like Scarface tells him, "No." Thurgood tells him, he's like, "Oh yeah, but you gotta have a plug. Like you gotta know somebody." He's like, "I do, B. You, B." You know. And he's like, "How hard is it to get the?" He's like, "To steal the forms." I mean, they are scientists. You know? So, and then essentially that's how they get the unlimited supply of weed, because now he's just forging the scientist's signature, and that's the weed that they're selling. But it's so bomb. Like, and what's dope is it shows like old school strains like Maui Wowie, Yukon Gold, Acapulco Gold, and it just has so many of the older strains. So that tells you like that's the weed smoking Dave Chappelle. Like he's always been an advocate for like smoking weed. I mean, all you see him smoke is cigarettes now, and when he was performing. But that's for me. That was my favorite part. They go in, they break in. They steal the weed. Scarface is painted like dead president.
Yeah.
And then when he falls or they stop him in the back, when the cops come, he starts acting like a mime. Like, and then like,
Thurgood
at
gets the
least-
mop.
Yeah. And he's like, at least Brian got away. And then you hear him, and he
It just
falls.
Yeah.
Fully, man.
That's a funny scene.
Yeah, bro. Like that, I think that movie, it has its own, for any true stoner, for anybody. Look, man, like, if you don't smoke and you watch this movie, it's like, okay. But the fact that it's made by Dave Chappelle, the way he directed it, it kind of gives you an understanding of like still what a stoner's point of view or daily routine kind of looks like. So it's still a fun movie to watch. For me, it's an all-time classic. It was very hard choosing between this one and Up in Smoke with Tommy Chong and Cheech Marin. So. That's actually my favorite stoner movie. It's the original stoner movie, but I chose this one because I feel like it was more my generation, You know, I was a teenager, you know, when it kind of came out. So
I think it's the ultimate pothead movie.
yeah,
To be honest, Half Baked.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think any
Like
movie
any,
tops it.
yeah. I mean, I want to agree. Like, I think about it. It's just that for me, like, the Up in Smoke compared to Half Baked is Up in Smoke shows also other, I would say, paraphernalia or, you know, contraband or
It's
whatever.
fucking vodka, man.
Yeah, no, because they do nudes and they do like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a little different, but it shows you that lifestyle, like, and this one's just specifically weed, you know? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Half Baked had more of a story than Up in Smoke. Up in Smoke was just like,
Up in Smoke,
it was just kind of like whatever.
for
But then
me,
at the end,
for me, it had a story because, you know, you watch it and again,
I think it has a story at the like in the middle part.
and it's in,
Where they
it
have
was
to
in
go to
the
the
beginning
concert.
because it shows how they that's the closeout of
Yeah.
it. But in the beginning, it shows, like, for example, Chong comes from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
Like, you take your ass to military school with that goddamn Finkelstein shit, kid, son of a bitch. You know, like, there's so many that for me, like, again, that movie plays in my head, but overall, Half Baked, I agree with Hoser that for me, you gotta have that in your collection.
Yeah.
If you like anything that's like 420 related, you got anything to add to it, Art?
Well, just an additional scene when they were in the pretty much the AA meetings itself.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
In front-
Buddhist man.
Bob Saget has a cameo there.
Yeah, Bob Saget. I always forget that. Yeah, Bob Saget.
And just the fact that when he was saying like, "Oh, I smoke," and they were like, "Really? That's the reason?" And, like,
Weed is
that's
not a
not
drug.
I used to suck dick for coke. Fucking Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Anything else on this one?
Man. I know there's a lot of funny scenes from the movie.
Yeah, I mean, you got Samson. I mean, he's his own character. Ladies. He's,
Dude, Sir
he's
Smoke a lot.
Yeah, Sir Smoke a lot.
Sir Smoke a lot. That's another funny
The doctor
character,
said
played by
I
Dave
need a
Chappelle.
Beckham
Yeah. Doctor says I need a backiotomy.
Yeah.
Queen Eye's gonna miss you. And we can tell him, yeah, you know, I'll smoke with you, but I gotta get going. He's like, I understand.
Oh man.
He goes, let me get a pound. That's what I was saying earlier. He goes, let me get a pound of your Swedish cheese.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 9,000.
He just does like that, whatever.
Get off me, bitch.
There's a lot of great cameos in this movie.
Get away from me, bitch.
Aside from Billy Bob Thornton, Wesley
Wesley
Pipes.
Pipes.
That was the
Wesley
one
Pipes.
that-
No, that would not be right. Use Wesley Pipes.
On a personal, have you guys ever used any that had a name? No?
no,
A Fago.
name.
No?
Fago.
Fago?
Yeah, it was like a juggalo thing. There was, I think it's the Hatchet Man or something like that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
It's talking about
like
a
did I
smoking
name-
device
Any, yeah.
That I
that's
named?
named something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never.
Your vase?
Honestly,
No?
My brother's friend had a big ass bong named Scooby. It was like a 4 or 5 foot bong.
hell yeah.
At the
Yeah, it was a
the bottom
big,
of
it was
it.
it was like a
you had to
know.
stand up to smoke it.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody had to light it at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah. And at
It
the
was
bottom
one
it
of
had
the
a
ones.
little Scooby Doo. So
Oh,
little
that's
Scooby.
There you go.
Yeah, no, for me, I don't remember having anything like that because I had so many different things: small bongs, glass bongs, plastic bongs, sneaker tokes, like pipes,
Yeah.
wooden pipes, you know, glass pipes. But you know, I like to roll my own cigarettes.
Yeah.
There you go.
If that makes any sense, you know.
Better.
So are we good with this one? Everything was good.
Yeah, no, this is honestly for me. This is one of my favorite movies, and I was looking at. I know he had a few other movies. He had a handful of movies that he kind of came out in a little bit before this. Dave Chappelle before this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say, what did he come out in Nutty Professor first, or was it Blue Sheep?
Because I think Nutty Professor was 96. I think when he comes out as Reggie.
Women be shopping.
Stop it.
You know what's cool about the last 3 movies, or the movies that we talked about? I don't know where Dazed and Confused takes place, but I know it's like small town USA.
Yeah, I was
or
gonna
whatever.
ask that. I was gonna say, where was it like supposed to be located at?
So this specific movie, it's supposed to be like New York.
Yeah.
But they actually shot it in Canada. So it's just parts of Canada that made it look like it was New York, but it's supposed to resemble New York, especially like with the hot dog.
That's the
Yeah.
movie magic.
yeah.
No, what's cool is that, like I said, Dazed and Confused takes place like in the small town USA. Friday takes place in LA, and Half Baked is in New York.
Yeah.
And then our last movie too takes place
In LA,
in I think in LA.
LA.
Yeah. We good with this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next movie, which is Grandma's Boy. It was put out in 2016 or 06. Sorry about that. This movie is 20 years old right now, and 20-year anniversary just happened in January. Movie's based on basically the story is Alex is a video game tester. He gets kicked out of his apartment because his roommate does not pay the bills, and basically gets kicked out. He has to go and live with his grandma and her wacky friends, and he also has to try to hide his obsession with weed and also trying to find time to play some of the video games and test it and make sure it works. So this movie is an Adam Sandler base movie. There's the usual suspects from Adam Sandler. I know Kevin Nash is also in this one,
Nick Swartzen.
which is fucking hilarious.
Jonah Hill
Jonah Hill's in, I think, one of his first movies.
for Superbad.
Nick Swartzen, went on a podcast saying that he knew that this was going to be a flop, and which it was, unfortunately. But in DVD sales, they made over 100 million in sales for DVD. So, which is, most of these movies, fuck. We got to go again. Shit.
What that time when the dog was barking?
Well, that too, but we'll be right back. All right, we're back. This was the third time that camera fell off, and I don't understand what's going on. But anyways, we're powering through. Where was I on this? So he's trying to figure out a way to balance himself out with his smoking weed, and also trying to figure out a way to test some of the games that he has to test for his job. Jonah Hill on this one is just, it's crazy seeing a young Jonah Hill in this.
And he's like a random character.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a big
random tester. Dante, the dealer.
You should never throw a bomb, kid.
Which is funny too, because throughout the whole entire movie, he started having different, like hairstyles, like his ponytails and stuff like that. It's hilarious, and he just did that. He was just doing that just for shits and giggles, because he was like, "Let me see what I can do with this. How can I make this dealer more of a like someone crazier and shit?"
And he was always doing funny stuff.
Yeah.
Like he hired a
witch doctor.
A witch doctor, a chipmunk that was learning Taekwondo.
Monkey, he got up a tiger. A lot of shenanigans in this movie.
In the very end.
Huh?
An elephant in the very end when he passed into the basement.
Dr. Shakaloo.
Dr. Shakaloo, yep.
He was funny.
I mean, honestly, there's no really like set theme for this movie. This was just like, let's just have some fun, smoke and stuff like that. And, towards the end, they gave us the, he had a fight for his game that he was developing, but at the same time, it's just like, this is more of like, and also the love story as well. There was a little bit of love story in between with Alex and Samantha and even JB.
Yeah, JB. There you go.
Which he was a prodigy a child prodigy.
So part of the movie is like they're actually testing the levels
Yeah.
on his, what is it, Death Slayer 3?
Death Slayer 3, which is funny too, because there's another bit of this. There was a there was a development of a game with the movie, and it was supposed to come out at the same time with the movie, but the developers ended up just dying out and getting bought out, or something happened. They went bankrupt or something, and the game was just 95% done, which is Alex's game, the Death Slayer, and and they were gonna bring it out, and
his is demonic.
Demonic,
Demonic.
And he was in an interview saying, we've been trying to get that game to come out. I know it's almost the 20th anniversary, so we were trying to see if we can get the game to come out with the 20th anniversary. But
that'll be cool.
But I know 20th anniversary has already came and passed, and I haven't seen anything of that game. So, but that would have been cool because it looked pretty dope.
I think what's dope about that movie is that it gives you, like, even to this day, man, I still game. I've always been. I think we're all kind of like 80s babies raised in
Resident Evil 9 coming out
2000. So I think being able to see all the different types of game. Like, I remember the first time I saw, I think, the Dance Dance Revolution. I think it was golf and stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Where like people used to, but I used to. I mean, when we had the opportunity to go or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was like the first, besides the swap meet, like right there, the Bell Mini Mall that had the
arcade.
You come into the right and it had its own arcade. Back in the day, I think that's the cool aspect. And in this movie, it shows that, aspect where there's still a lot of arcade machines, but they're also playing, console games. So I think that's dope because.
So what does that mean? High score?
Yeah, high score.
Did I break it?
Did I break it?
Did you guys ever play Dance Dance Revolution?
I didn't, bro. I tried honestly, bro, but
I've
I've always been a big guy, dog. Kind of so I'll try, but practice makes perfect, and I'm not gonna practice at a.
I tried
at a
once,
dancing game.
but I couldn't get the rhythm. I was too bad.
And then I think it depends too if like the. If they're still responsive, depending, because some people stomp on them, like So.
I've seen a friend, go fucking ham on it and just go like, go all that shit,
all extra.
It was like, dude, it's just a game, bro.
Like ravers.
Yeah.
No, even so, I have a friend of mine too that she actually's pretty well, like during the high school wise.
Yeah.
Like during that time, she was really good at playing Dance Dance Revolution.
Damn.
Like really, really well. Like she will be like kind of like the extreme, almost like extreme. Like she would just get down. I'm like, damn, that's really quick. That's fast.
All in all, this movie shows a good, kind of like somebody trying to get into video game development and testing and all
like
that
behind the scenes.
Yeah, like that was pretty cool seeing that. Especially obviously it's a pothead movie, but it would have been cooler to see a little bit more.
Sorry. Was that expensive piece?
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider.
And Kevin Nash was in this. What was it? David Spade was in this as well.
Mm-hmm.
All the
My name
usual.
is Shiloh.
Go choke on a hamburger.
Yeah, go choke. That's
anything on this one? Did you guys like it?
man.
great.
I've always
pretty
loved
cool.
this movie. I've always loved this movie.
I know this was probably your first time seeing
First time
this.
watching it. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It had that 2000s comedy feel to it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, it was 2006, right?
2006,
yeah. No, I this movie's always been a dope ass movie, and it kind of gives you like the nerd aspect of it. Like if you've ever done some type of gaming, like some type of technology, equals kind of nerdy. You know what I mean? So to be able to see that aspect of it, and to your point, how you were saying the behind the scenes, because I'd never seen what that kind of looks like, and I'm sure it's exaggerated, but who knows? Like maybe that's exactly what it is. Like, because it still shows like cubicles, like you still got to work, you know.
Yeah.
But they have that arcade room where they kind of compete with each
break
other.
room.
So
Yeah.
that's cool to see that. Like it's still a job, you know, but it's still gaming. So
So I had a dream last night. I was an eagle flying through the sky.
yeah. That what's
That-
up, Mr. What is it?
Mr. Cheadle. Mr. Cheadle.
Yeah, that's the boss guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin Nealon.
And he's
Kevin
all
Nealon,
yogaed
yeah.
out for everything.
Yeah. I want to go in the hole. Stay in the hole. Different movie.
What,
but
what about JP? I think JP was
Oh, man.
definitely very unique, and I think he kind of made the movie in a little bit because he was, you know, so many little moments, you know, like adios turd nuggets and yeah, there you go. You know, I think that's probably one of his, probably the most famous line that
where
that
he thought
has.
it was a robot and
Yeah.
part of the Matrix and all that.
Yeah, so this guy legitimately thinks he's a cyborg, and he tries to camouflage with the wall. And
How can he see me?
how can he see me?
He wants to get
so-
new legs too.
Yeah, he was like when he's talking to Samantha. Oh yeah, you know, I thought about getting robot legs.
Oh, okay, JB.
Yeah, so
The movie I think caps off on when it goes into the party, where JB or not where they call JB at the party and just kind of make fun of him as, which is sad, but
yeah,
but the party itself kicks off the movie where it's like, okay, now we know where JB's gonna start being the bad guy in this.
the
you know.
JP, and then the grandma gets high, you know,
Yeah,
for the
by
first
accident.
time. Because they found the bong and they thought it was a vase, took the weed out, they made a tea. So everybody was like,
Which I was gonna
So-
say, can you get high from drinking
I've
weed?
never tried it. I've never tried
Out of a
it.
tea
but-
or
We
something
got
like
an experiment to do.
yeah, honestly, I've never tried it, but I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't see why. I think once it reaches the THC reaches a certain temperature, I mean, you're drinking it, it's gonna go into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So
Damn. And then them going
Who's down? Who's
to
down to do it?
put it down in the comments if you've ever tried weed.
oh shit.
Weed tea.
And then
Weed
they
tea.
go to what
I know
was
there's
it?
drinks.
What was the TV show they were watching? The
Antique.
antique
Antique
show.
Roadshow.
Yeah. Antique Roadshow.
Yeah.
But what about when they get so stoned and they're watching
Spanish?
a
Spanish?
TV that's turned off?
Oh, and they're just
He's like, fuck it, I'll go to the loony bin with you, bro.
let's do it, man. Any favorite scene off of this?
There's a lot, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot. For me, I think it's the opening scene.
Yeah.
I think the
Gallagher?
opening scene. No, because he talked about, obviously he's talking about the movie and everything. He goes, Madame Kame's Filipino Palace.
Madam Command.
So the whole reason that they got kicked out is because his roommate, he goes, I give him hundreds of dollars of my money to pay the rent, and then he just starts breaking down, like crying. He's like, they're so good. And Madame Kame's
What's so good?
Yeah, Madame Kame's Filipino Palace are pretty much prostitutes, you know.
The massage parlors.
Yeah, massage parlors. He goes, yeah, there's that'll massage your cock for money. He's like, there's a word for that, hooker. You're a hooker. You know? And then Rob Schneider, he's the landlord, so he's the one that comes in and he kind of plays like a foreigner, like Middle Eastern type
Yeah.
dude. And he comes and he goes, you have 5 minutes to get all your shit, or I have them remove your testicles. You know? And then that's where he throws a bong at him. They're getting into the car. He goes, oh, he throws a bong, it breaks, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, he goes, Alex, you forgot smoking lamp. And he throws it at him. It breaks. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. Was that expensive piece? So for me, I like the opening scene because it sets the tone of the type of movie that it's going to be. Like right off the bat, it's, you know, it's funny. They're doing already stereotypes. And it's about weed. And anybody that knows you don't want to spill your bong water because it reeks, but you should be washing your bongs anyway and putting fresh water in them.
Allegedly.
And then just it breaking. Like I've had bongs break, I've had pieces break, and it just sucks. Because you're like, you know, you're always looking for something that's thick less, but it's more expensive.
Very well.
Yeah.
That's my favorite scene.
You ever seen?
When they go to the restaurant, they go to the vegan restaurant.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that scene and when they go to the party, really.
Oh,
Yeah, the party.
And the
Yeah.
party scene.
What about the grandma? She's stoned and she's giving everybody ice cream sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
And it's literally a scoop of vanilla with lettuce in between 2 slices of bread.
Now, I asked this question earlier or the other video, but I'm going to ask it again. Have you ever grabbed a hot plate from the oven and not realizing
Yes.
that you don't have any mitts on and just grabbing the food because you were hungry as shit?
Yeah, no, it
Yes, that's happened. plenty of
And you
times.
touch it because as soon as you touch it, you go, you grab something, like when you touch it, and then you get
That
so
little blister.
it's so burned, the skin is shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've had that happen twice.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why, but twice.
But it's an awesome movie. I think everybody should watch this movie,
Yeah.
especially if you're 420 friendly. Especially if you like, even if you're not 420 friendly and you like video games, it still does enough content on video games and the behind the scenes and all of that. So it just shows you different types of characters.
Yeah.
Again, that maybe you can relate to, or you know somebody that's kind of like that character. So
So again, this was an Adam Sandler theme movie. What was it? Happy Madison Productions.
yeah,
Which goes into perfectly what we're going to be talking about for our next theme is Adam Sandler. We picked the ball from the last video, and obviously stuff happened. So we're going to continue that one on. So we ended up picking, I know I was, what was it? What movie did I pick?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, yes. I picked Uncut Gems,
I'm gonna go with Airheads.
Airheads,
The Wedding Singer.
and then
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof. Okay. With Damon Wayans, damn, okay.
That's guy I haven't watched that one.
Low
yet.
key, Mr. Deeds and Big Daddy are dope too.
Yeah, I mean, we could have went with the classic ones, Sandler movies,
Yeah,
but
for
Yeah, Happy
You know.
Gilmore.
Something a little bit different.
Randy Madison.
and I know this man has not seen Uncut Gems, which is a fucking amazing
It's
movie.
a really good movie.
You know, like I said, I know they went, he wanted to go really serious with, what was it? Spanglish or
Spanglish.
yeah, where it was more of a drama, but a little bit of comedy inside this one. But this Uncut Gems is perfect. So those are going to be the themes for the next movies that we will be watching for the next episode. And last thing I can honestly tell you guys, what was the best album soundtrack from these 4 movies that we watched?
Between Friday and Dazed and Confused, for sure.
Okay.
I think we were
Yeah.
talking about it a little bit last time. Dazed and Confused gives you that all-American 70s classic rock and roll type, like that fits that era.
Yeah.
And again, I think the soundtrack is really dope. But at the same time, we're from the West Coast. We grew up on gangster rap and all of that. So, for me,
Thank
if I'm
God
gonna
it's Friday.
Yeah, if I'm a, yeah. So if I'm really gonna listen and have to choose, I would lean on the Friday, but
Yeah.
I give big kudos to the Dazed and Confused soundtrack
Yeah.
because it put you there. It felt like you were there watching what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I say Dazed and Confused because that's just a mellow ass type of fucking music that comes on, and it's just it goes from high to low, and it's really good. But that's just me.
Even so, Carlos, I can agree with you both. Everything what you're saying, both tracks. Once again, this is nothing but rock. Once again, it's 2 different rock and rap itself, and both of them has its own different categories. But for me, they confused because me personally, I just grew up more listening to rock than more than hip hop.
So 2 for Dazed and Confused, 1 for Friday, the tiebreaker, or to at least get to the tie.
Well, look,
He says
Friday.
has bait.
When I was growing up, Friday was a movie I would rent all the time. I never owned it, but I did own the soundtrack. Right?
Yeah, we would go and rent that shit.
Yeah,
all
we
the time.
rented that one.
when there was tapes and CDs.
Yeah, I used to have it on CD. And even at that, it was number 1 on the Billboard charts.
Yeah.
So it did really good. The soundtrack. but I'd have to go Dazed and Confused.
Oh man.
Just because I feel like Dazed and Confused, I could probably listen to the whole album and like it. When
You just gotta
Friday,
keep living, man. Livin.
like I'm not gonna play Hood Rat Hoochie Mama. Like I'm not gonna.
I think you
listen
are,
to
Che. I think you are. You see Che on the
But
elliptical.
you know why though? But for me, it's always because I've always had like subwoofers. I've always had 12s in the trunk, and I've always. I mean, for me, it's about the meal. I'm gonna be bumping it, so you can hear me subbing down the street like, boom, 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 you know, blowing down windows and freaking making earthquakes coming down the. So that's why. But I guess I'm a loner
Oh shit.
in this particular aspect here. But I'm still down with Friday though.
There you go.
I was gonna ask you guys if you guys had to pick one character from every movie to build a stoner dream team.
Oh damn.
How would that look like?
I'm gonna go with Scarface.
Scarface would have
Scarface, and then if I'm picking four,
Well, you got to pick one from each movie.
one from each one. Okay, so Scarface definitely. I would pick the muscle dude, the one with the overalls from Half Baked or
right.
from Dazed and Confused, where he's like, "Come on,
Yeah.
come on." And from Friday, Smokey, and then from Grandma's Boy, Dante.
That's
I need a dealer,
Yeah.
a good dealer, not Smokey dealer.
Yeah. I agree with Dante. I agree with I don't know. It's funky. Let me see. Dante, I would Smokey. And then I would agree. También Scarface. Just for because of his
I'm Cuban, B.
Yeah.
Cuban B.
yeah. Yes, Cuban B. Because of and you know I'm actually half Cuban too, so I understand the passion, you know, behind talking or like talking with your hands. And then I think Dazed and Confused, I would do the Matthew McConaughey character.
Yeah.
I would,
You just gotta keep living, man.
because I think he would be the balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like him and Scarface would probably go at it, and then he'd bring Scarface down a little
Come on,
bit.
Scarface, man.
Yeah. And then Dante will be tripping everybody out, and they all smoke. So I agree.
No, for sure. I agree. A lot of them. What you guys said right now, Matthew McConaughey on Dazed Confused.
Yeah.
That's one. From Half Baked itself, this one's going to be different for me. I would choose the guy who's always like really out of his mind, like
Brian?
Oh, Brian, yeah.
He's like always stoned.
Yeah, man.
Brian, yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get his other friend, the teacher. We didn't get much
Kenny?
of his. How he was not in prison itself, but out of it. But in Friday itself, smoking for sure. And what else?
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy itself. Yeah, Dante. There's nothing. No one else.
Alex is cool too. The main
Yeah,
character.
Alex is cool, too.
Because he's funny and he's mature. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like you can have a serious conversation with him, and he's just a big stoner though. So that's pretty funny.
Damn, my lineup is different. So
shit.
Dazed and Confused, I'll pick Slater, which
Okay.
is the one that had the weed plant on his shirt
Yeah.
with the little hat.
Oh yeah. With the long hair.
Yeah. Friday, I'm going Smokey for sure.
All right.
Half Baked.
They're good.
No, Brian. I picked Brian. I picked Smokey. Dazed and Confused, Slater, and then from Grandma's Boy, I'd pick Samantha.
Oh,
I'd pick the girl. I need a girl in there.
Damn. we went when I went with the logistics. I was like, okay, who's gonna be a good hookup for weed?
Yeah.
Dante would be good, you know.
I mean, I got Smokey, so I mean,
But smoke
big worms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a
I'm
lot
I'm
of
gonna
problems,
have
but
the
you get a lot of
little big
problems.
worm bucket, $200.
you get caught up and shit.
Yeah.
so-
I'm gonna have to switch it to pops so it could keep everybody on check.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, man, just excited to take a look at these Adam Sandler films and report back and bring you guys on back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, us Foos, we out.
We're
So,
out.
Out.
Later.
night.